Hello and welcome to My Diaspora journey. So, this is going to be the fourth series. I am super excited as always because of the guests that I've got today. No, we always bring you guys interesting, informed guests that will make you think about things that you need to do in diaspora. For those of you that have not been on my YouTube channel before, my name is Abia Sonia, and I will be interviewing Dr. Ezinne today. I don't think I'll be able to do justice, right? So I'm just going to allow you introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you so much, Abis. I'm so happy to be on your show. It's been a while coming. Thank you so much. I'm Ezinne Nnamdi Lewis. I'm a medical doctor working in emergency department here in the UK, and I'm also a certified stress management coach and also the host of annual Stress Management Summit Africa. So, this is the basics about me. And in addition to that, I am married with two lovely children below 5. So you can say my hands are full, but I get it. So it's part of the journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Ezinne, for that lovely summary to your introduction. So, because if we should read everything, I'm sure we're going to be here all day. So today's topic is on work integration and stress management guide to thrive in diaspora. You know the way it is over here. We hardly have someone that have helpers in this place. We tend to do everything by ourselves. So I just wanted to ask you, how do you manage being a mother, being a wife, being a doctor, being a stress management coach? That is a lot of hats that one person wear. So if you could just tell us how you manage all of these things.
I think my knowledge of stress management helped me so much, like in this
Mm.
regards. Okay, because sometimes when I put together everything I do, that's when it makes sense that oh, it's actually a lot. But when I'm doing them, it doesn't feel like a lot. So one of the things I do or I did was to recognize my capacity. That's part of being self-aware, to know how much I can handle per time. I'm not one of those
Mm.
that take pride in being a super mom or doing so much. No, I've done that before and it landed me in burnout. So if you want to call
Mm.
me lazy now, please go ahead, so long as my mental health is intact. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of the things. And then secondly, I'm able to manage it all because my job in emergency medicine is such that you go to work, and the only days you have that are free days are basically for you to prepare for the next work week. So there is nothing like you have time off. Okay, so that's
Mm.
how my rota was. And when I realized this, I just realized, oh, no, 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 no. This is not healthy for family. This is not healthy for my kids. I don't want a situation where the children will be raised in my absence, or somebody else is
Mm.
telling me about my children more than me. So I didn't want that.
Yes.
And they grew up really fast. So I want to be really
Yes.
involved as much as possible. So one of the things I did was to go part time in my job. So I
Mm.
went less than full time. That meant a cut in my pay. But
Yes.
according to my priority,
Yes.
I didn't mind.
Yes.
Okay, so that's part time is one of the best things that happened to me, that happened to my
Mm.
work life. So it gives me that
Yes.
flexibility to be involved in the lives of the children, and also
Mm.
to get involved in other interests I have.
Mm.
That's the balance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also you tend to have a good support system as well. Let's not leave that out. And I love what you said about prioritizing your well-being over money. That is so key. I just thought I would sieve that out. It's very, very key to see you do that. That's a sacrifice. And I don't know a lot of people that will be willing to do that. But you tend to have done that. So if you're watching it today and you feel overwhelmed or you're feeling stressed often, Perhaps you should listen to the doc. She said she had to go part-time because of the season of her life. Before we progress, Dr. Ezinne, can you just tell us how long you've been in the UK? Because I know when you came, what you told me was that the children were pretty young, right?
So I haven't been in the UK for long. I'm just here in the past 2 years, just 2 years. So not a long journey.
And I thought were the children when you came in.
My daughter was less than 2 years, and then I was pregnant with my son. So I came to
Wow,
this country pregnant.
wow, wow, wow. You see what I mean? And yet you were able to, you made that informed decision that I really do need to go part-time. That's not a lot of options. It's not, I know some people, due to financial commitments, they're not able to go down that route, but it is something for you to consider in order for you to have a sound well-being. Thank you
Yeah.
so, so much. Yeah.
Can I just
You
add
know,
one thing? One
yes,
more.
please.
You talked about people that are not able to go through that route due to finance. So this is a discussion we had in one of the groups I belong in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
a lot of people are actually going part time, but the truth
Mm,
is this: not everyone can afford it. That's the truth.
yes.
Okay, if you're the sole earner of a family,
Mm,
you will struggle going part time because the bills need
yeah.
to be paid. You need to sort
Yes.
out childcare, you know. So
Mm,
my advice to such people is that you're going to be extra intentional in managing your
yeah.
stress, extra intentional. So you're going to be aware of the signs your body's giving you, or you're going to be aware of what your brain is communicating, because nobody wants to end up with a tag where they are called the irritable colleague or the always angry dad or mom, because of stress
Yes.
response, because of how you're reacting when you're stressed, and then you get
Yes.
that tag. So you're just going to be extra intentional in managing your stress.
Yes, thank you very much. I love what you said, listening to your body. We have to listen to our body. And you don't want to be known as that colleague that is always taking time off. And at the end of the day, we are all short staffed, and your colleague are doing extra work that they are not supposed to do as well. So pay attention to your body and just be real with yourself. Thank you. For people that want to relocate to the UK, because I've heard a lot about the healthcare system where a lot of people are doing in terms of the doctors, the nurses and the healthcare professionals. The ratio to clients is not very good. So it's very stressful. So for people that want to relocate to the United Kingdom, how would you advise them? The best way to manage this, or those that are already in the system, what is the best way to manage that kind of workload, in the workplace?
Yeah. So the truth is, like, I work in the NHS, okay, and my department is very stressful. Someone is trying to bring himself into the
I
video,
see you.
and he's not properly dressed. Amy.
You see, this is why I love this, right? The joys of motherhood. Yeah, how else are we going to know you are a mother? How else are we going to know, Doc? Hey?
Right. So, um, so I work in a very busy environment.
Yeah,
Okay, and the thing is, for those in the healthcare profession, the workplace stress is
yeah.
somehow inevitable. Okay,
Mm,
so first of all, it's going to still boil down to being self-aware.
yeah,
Yeah, being self-aware, being able to recognize the signs or symptoms your body's giving you, and then I know you're a healthcare provider and I know you know a lot of things already, but please get help
yeah,
when you need it. If you're having that chest pain, don't ignore it. Go get it checked out. I know
yeah,
you're caring for people. You don't want to take sick leave. You don't want to go there and have something on your record. But come on, people are dying due to health issues, including very young people. So
Yeah.
we don't want you to be part of that statistics. Okay. Once you recognize something that is not right, whether it's physical health related or mental health related, or an excessive workload that you just can't cope with, please speak up for help. Speak up for help. Fortunately, you're in a country that recognizes human rights. So you use it. I'm not saying you should abuse it, but use it for your benefit so that you can show up strong, so that you can serve your family stronger, you know,
Yeah.
and also do your work as you should.
Yeah.
I was
So
going
why
to
is
add
it
something new, of
ask
course.
for help? It's okay. Why is it ask for help? Can you give us practical ways to ask for help? Because a lot of
Okay.
some people might be a bit naive. They don't know how to go about it.
So, first thing is please register with your GP. Find your
Mm.
GP around you and register immediately you arrive to this country. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you know that if you're stressed, you can go to your GP because of
Mm.
stress? So they have lots of resources they can signpost you to.
Mm.
Okay? Or they can even signpost you to a psychologist to speak
Mm.
with you. Okay? Or
Yeah.
even a coach, just like Abby says. She counsels people.
Mm.
Identify with such people and get help. So start by registering with your GP. Don't leave it. Don't leave it to chance. You can speak to your
Mm.
GP about any health related stuff. They know the right channels to refer you to.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. So you're hearing, let those that have ear, let them hear. The fact that you're a healthcare professional does not mean you should self-diagnose. You need to speak to your GP when you feel unwell or when you feel stressed. Right. We know that it's not only the man work in terms of the physical work that lead to stress. You and I know that there is emotional stress, and the one that will drain you mentally as well. And one of them is dealing with this unconscious bias at work, right? And you know that this is very, very rampant. Can you tell us how you navigate your way towards, um, navigate your way with this unconscious bias at work?
So, with regards to unconscious bias, this is what I do.
Mhm.
It's not that I pretend that nothing is happening. What I
Mm,
actually do is I focus solely on my job to get the
yeah.
work done. Okay?
Mm,
If I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you as a team member. But
yeah.
if you don't want to behave like one, that's entirely up to you. And if it's something that has to do with patient safety, then I'll have to speak up.
Yeah.
All right. But aside that, I'm here to do my job. And I'm not going to accuse you for something just because I feel, oh, you've discriminated me because of my color.
Yeah.
I'm going to use facts to really
Mm,
understand what you're talking about.
yeah.
Okay. And then one other thing, as healthcare professionals that are migrating from anywhere in Nigeria, please, guys, for you to pass those exams to come here shows
Mm,
that you have the knowledge.
that's right.
So don't feel intimidated or go there and start feeling so shaky. Oh. No, the only thing is that you're in a new system. You're in a different system. If someone else
Mm,
goes to another system from here, the person will feel the same way because it is something they are not familiar with, but does not mean that they don't have the knowledge.
yeah.
Okay, so always be confident in your knowledge and also be able to identify your limitation and get help as
Mm,
soon as possible. So just focus on the job you've come to do, because by the time you start listening to all these to side comments, side talks, this one did this one did not do that, it will start breeding seeds, probably seeds of conflict in you, such that if someone now says something that wasn't intentionally meant to be harmful,
yeah.
because of the way you've already restructured your mind with things you fed your mind with the information you've received, you now
Mm,
be on the defensive, or sorry, you now start attacking the person like the person has done
yeah.
something to you. Whereas when you look
Yeah.
at it logically, it was a harmless conversation or a harmless
Yeah.
statement. So be really,
Yeah.
really intentional in this journey. Do your job and go home to your family. But if it's something
Yeah.
that has to do with compromising patient safety or something that has to do with bullying, please speak up.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Thank you. So I like the fact that you said focus on your focus, because whatever you focus on is what amplifies.
Yeah.
You focus on every little thing at work. There will never be perfect people. So we just have to find a way to navigate it. However, there is this question about bullying and racism, where you know that you are being bullied in the sense that you are given work because of your skin color, and those people that are other skin color, they don't get enough. They are not allocated much. You feel like there is a pattern to it, or perhaps you feel like maybe a particular client rejected you and said, I don't want you to treat me because of this. How do you navigate it? Because even when you want to focus on your focus, that can really hurt you.
If something like that happens, every hospital, every workplace have policies on how they manage such situations. Okay, workplaces have policies on bullying. They have policies on racism, on managing racism, handling it. And fortunately, most workplaces, I don't know about others, most workplaces don't joke with such things. Okay, so familiarize yourself with the policy of where you're working. Ask for
Yeah.
those information. The documents are there. Ask questions. Don't keep quiet. Don't keep
Mm,
quiet and die in silence.
yeah. Thank you very much. I think a lot of people don't read their company's policies. That's the truth. They just wait for the payday. They don't really read it intentionally. Excuse me. From what you're saying, I don't wait until something happens. Know the process and the procedure for each policies in your workplace so that you can operate from a place of responding rather than reacting. Because this ignorance can make you overreact
Mm.
without facts. I love it when you said facts. I'm someone that work with facts. Maybe it's because of the law that I did in my youth. It comes out because I love to work with facts and data that you cannot ignore.
Mhm.
So read your policies. Thank you very, very much. Now, sometimes it can be how do you build great relationship with your colleague, because you just said now that you are qualified, you've done exams to come, but sometimes because you are new, not even necessarily because of your color or because you're young, I sometimes read your stuff where you tell me that, oh, they're asking about your age and you look youthful as well. Sometimes they just kind of doubt you that, how is this person? Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
undermine you a little bit or see that you're too young. How do you cultivate, as in present yourself from a place of I know what I'm doing, I'm qualified, rather than doing people pleasing just to gain everybody's approval, but position yourself from as a professional that you are, and also cultivate great relationship in the workplace.
So one thing that's I'm assuming we are speaking to Nigerians or mostly Nigerians.
Africans,
Okay,
yes, yes,
Africans. One thing
yeah.
we have is confidence. I know that. Okay. So this is where your confidence comes into play. Okay.
Mm,
And that confidence also comes from the fact that you know what you're doing actually.
yeah.
Okay. For instance, someone was telling me, oh, that her imposter syndrome was making her feel a certain kind of way. But do you know another thing about imposter syndrome? Is it actually that syndrome, or you actually don't have adequate knowledge to be
Mm,
confident? You get?
mm,
So it's very good for us to be really, really truthful to ourselves. Okay? If you're lacking in a certain place and it's making you feel low, or is making others maybe raise complaints about you, don't just start trying to defend yourself. Go and learn.
mm.
Go and learn immediately. Find resources, build on that knowledge so that when next they are talking to you about something like that, you're talking from a place of knowledge.
Knowing, yes.
So that intimidation won't be there. or that feeling of low self-esteem, or
Yes.
I don't really know, won't be there. Do you understand? So I love this country in the sense that there are resources out there for us to
Yes.
build on. Okay, so you should always aim at being your better version every time you
Mm.
show up to work. So it requires a lot of intentionality. I know that a lot of us come here to because we want to make money, but guys, your knowledge is also essential in this journey. Don't just
Yes.
leave it to just money. When you get to work, there's something you don't know. Find out more about it. Maybe while you're still
Yes.
at work, or on your way home, or when you get home. Learn more about it so that when you go to work tomorrow, you're not asking anybody anything, but you're doing it confidently. Your people are able to see that, oh, you can do things independently. Like for us, working in the emergency department, people can see, oh, you can actually safely manage a patient independently. Okay,
Yes.
maybe this is not whom you used to be when you started earlier, but because you've grown, because you've intentionally worked on yourself and improved your knowledge, people can see, oh, this one, yes, I can actually talk to them about my patients, or I can ask them advice on what to do for a patient. you know
Yes.
so it requires intentionality. Don't leave it to, oh, it's imposter syndrome that is doing me. Do you actually have that knowledge? Build, grow. That's how the confidence keep growing. So your targets should be, in 6 months time, in 3 months time, in 1 year time, I shouldn't be the same person I am now.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Ezinne. I love this point that you brought out. That personal development, that professional development is very key. You said, don't be the person you were when you came. Have a target for yourself. What is lacking? I call it SWOT. What is your strength? What is your weakness? What are your opportunities around you? Because I know companies, NHS send people on training. I have friends that work there as well. I know they send people on training when you go through the right channel. What are the threats? So if the imposter syndrome, what is it trying to tell you? Is it really the truth that you are guiding an imposter syndrome? So you need to learn to be sincere, be authentic to yourself, even not to anybody. And so people don't like investing in self-development or personal development. Be true to yourself and invest in these things. That's what makes you stand out. Because what brought you here will not take you there to the next level. We have to be intentional. Thank you very, very much. Now, I know some people some people have told me that their accents, sometimes they don't understand me. It's really frustrating. I used to think I know how to speak English. But these days when I speak English, it's like, huh? Pardon? What did you say? Pardon? It's making me feel uncomfortable. What have you ever experienced this, and how did you get by if you have? Or what's your word for advice for people
Okay.
experiencing this?
So this is something that happens to almost everybody. You're not used to the accent, so it will sound strange in the first few days or weeks of your arrival. Like my first day of arrival, I didn't even understand what they were saying. Okay, sorry, just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't understand what they were saying. I asked myself, now like this we go there for this place. What are these for talking? And they are talking too fast. How do I survive this place? So that was how it was for me the first 2 days. Then by day three, I started picking up stuff. Okay, so it happens to everyone. Even if they come to Africa, Nigeria now, they will struggle because they are not
Yes.
used to the accent. So don't
Of
worry
course.
about the accent. You will always catch up. You will always catch up. Don't worry about it.
All right. Thank you. I was even thinking maybe you should go and listen to the BBC News often. Maybe that will help. The presenters, I know a lot of them do not speak as good as the presenters, but it might just help you understand more and I don't know to adjust or listen to the news and things like that. But like you said, even me, while I was even teaching, I remember then that they're like, Miss. What did you say? They have to correct me in certain things. And
Uh-huh.
just too serious. I just use my sense of humor to cover it. And in a way, they just help me. Oh, miss, it's not embarrassment, it's embarrassment. Oh, really? Okay. Thank you for pointing me to that. I was not too hard on myself. I was not too hard on myself. I had to just offer myself a bit of compassion. Like, English is not my father's
Yeah,
language. So
exactly.
here we are. So give yourself kudos to be able to speak more than one language is not easy, So yeah, here we are. The accent will definitely come out. So I've got just about 3 questions left, right?
Right.
I know you are big. If you look at your top, Stress Management Summit Africa. So now, how do you incorporate self-care into your demanding schedule? How do you incorporate self-care into it?
Oh, I love this question. See,
Thank you.
I'm very intentional when it comes to my mental health, okay?
Mm,
Because I understand myself. I know that I'm someone that needs to show up sane every day. I have
mm,
an audience that needs
mm,
my attention, that needs my wholeness. So that audience can be my kids. They can be the patients at work. They can be my online audience. Okay. And if I have any mental breakdown or I'm feeling in a certain kind of way or I'm just not feeling right, it's going to be a disservice to my audience. Okay.
yes.
Because for any moment I don't show up whole, they are going to miss out something. All
Yeah.
right. So with that mindset, it helps me. For instance, there are times I do night shifts, like I did night
Mm,
shifts last week. And when I returned, it's so I knew that it was going to be difficult to get appropriate sleep with the
yeah.
kids at home
Mm,
because that was one of the hours that they are most energetic. So
yeah.
because I prioritize my mental health, I don't want to go in there, struggle to sleep, and then because of poor sleep, I'm now being irritable, shouting at
Mm,
them. What I did, I
yeah.
respected myself, slept in the car. It wasn't
Wow.
convenient, but I needed that quick nap so that when I go into that house, I'm going in with so much joy, happiness, like I'm so excited to see you guys, you know.
Yeah.
And it
Wow.
worked. I slept in the car. I arrived home around 9 a.m., slept in the car till around, I think, 11. But I
Wow.
felt I haven't slept enough. I slept another hour. So I left the car at 12. So, fortunately for me, just for context, my mom is here. So,
Mm,
just for context, to understand that I have
yeah.
help. Okay. So I slept in the car till around 12. And
Wow.
when I got to the door to open it, I saw happy kids coming to me and they were happy to receive a happy mom. So
Mm,
that atmosphere, I was ready to do stuff with them because they're always ready to play. So I wasn't that
yes.
mom that was going to scream at them to be like, leave me alone, I'm tired, I just got home, or scream at them, who made this mess? Who did this? Why is everywhere upside down? No, I was that happy mom that was happy to see her kids. So
Yes.
one of the things I do is to prioritize my sleep. I don't joke with it because I know
Mm,
myself. If I don't sleep well, I'm going to be moody or irritable. So I don't want to get there. I don't want to be that
yeah.
that that lady. Okay. So, so that's one of the things I do. And then
Yeah.
other things is the kind of things I surround myself with. I'm someone that loves to pray. I'm someone that loves to study the scriptures. So if you're telling
Yes.
me things that doesn't align, I run, like I try to shut my ears quickly because I don't want to
Mm,
entertain any form of conflict because
yes.
such conflicts will make me not to be emotionally sound or stable. I don't
Yes.
want anything that will just get to me at all. So
Mm,
it doesn't mean I shut my ears to voice of reasoning. What I'm trying to say
mm,
is things that don't align.
yes.
All right, good. So find yours. This is mine. This is what works for me. It all
Mm,
boils down to self awareness,
mm,
understanding yourself, understanding what works for you, understanding what brings you that peace. as in, and surrounding yourself with things that brings you that peace and that wholesomeness, so that you can be able to show up each day whole to serve. It doesn't mean you're not going to have bad days. So long
Yeah.
as you and I are existing, there will be bad days, but it will be minimal. And
Yes.
then you're more equipped to conquer those bad days rather than having the worst thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for those practical tips that you gave. You know, one thing I love about your tips is very personalized,
Yeah.
it's very creative, and it all boils down to self-awareness. You know that sleeping in the car, not a lot of people will like think about that. They will
Nah.
come into that house and end up getting irritated. So you know what works for you. You knew as long as you open that door, they'll be waiting for you. So you just had to help yourself in the best way that you could. And talk about that spiritual alignment. It's very, very important. Anything that causes you disalignment will stress the hell out of you. So it's very, very important that you know how to connect to your source. If I don't charge this laptop that I'm using right now, even when you connect over there, I will not be able to speak to you because it's not charged. What charge you up? Connect to your source and ensure you get charged up. She said, praying, speaking to God, that is what charged her up. What charge you up? Find yours.
And
You
and
know, there are people,
yeah,
yeah,
and now that you just explain more about the spirituality, let me just put this out there. I know that we are usually of this notion that we are the ones that carry it on our heads. Guys, I am in the wellness industry, and there's something called spiritual wellness. Okay,
yes,
so people are seeking, are trying to connect with something higher than them always. It doesn't matter the color, their race, it doesn't matter. People are actively doing stuff. Some people will tell you they are connecting to the universe, they are calling it different names. So don't be
mm,
ashamed of what you're doing spiritually to improve your wellness or your wholesomeness. People are doing lots of things to also
yes,
achieve similar results. So if you're doing
yes,
something that you're proud of, that brings you that peace of mind, that brings you that joy, happiness, that raises your dopamine levels, please go
yes,
ahead. Don't let people tell you, it's something that we do back in Nigeria, back in Africa, that we always carry on our head. No, 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 no. People are doing so much more here in the name of spiritual wellness. So, guys, don't be ashamed, okay?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is true. I think that's what has bet different types of meditation. There's the biblical one, there's the transcendent one. There's all sorts. I can't even list them in my full hands. You know, there's all sorts. You're right to find that peace. Um, you know, as a positive psychologist, I study positive psychology. I know that when you do things that get you into a state of flow, wondering what you do to get in the flow, that get into a state of flow that dopamine is releasing, serotonin is released. You are just like, yeah, this is my
Oh,
flow.
okay. Oh, you need to see me dancing. Mm.
I can
Mm.
imagine.
Let me not brag.
Have you got any music that gets you in the flow? Can you play it for us? Have you got any music?
um, I will I be able to play music here with my
I
phone?
don't know if you can play it on your phone.
Thank you, my darling.
Are you using your phone?
Yeah, I'm using my phone. My daughter was
Oh,
using the other device, so I had to switch to my phone.
that's fine. I would have loved to just hear it, hear you vibing to that music.
Oh, so just before this call, I was cleaning the house, and then one music came on. Ha! I was lost. This song by So far so good, oh, I did thank God
My
you for
God,
giving
oh,
me life
giving me
today.
breath today. Come
Uh-huh.
on.
Hey, so that song, it's been long I played it, and then it came on suddenly on my playlist.
Yeah.
I went ecstatic. And I'm someone that if I'm hitting the happiness roof, I go to the zenith. I don't
Wait,
care. I go to the zenith and I can be there as long as I want. What do you people want?
Yes.
Okay, join me. So music, I'll say music.
Music.
Yeah, it helps me.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So, people, if you are watching this, go and find what will get you into a state of flow. It will release the dopamine, the serotonin, all the positive, you know, neurons in your body will just wake up. And you know what? It's better than taking medicine. It is medicinal. It
Yeah.
is beautiful. And it actually give you fulfillment in life. Find the little things. It doesn't have to be much. Thank you so much. And the final question. I know you work in emergency departments. And so this has created the opportunity for you to see a lot of people, a lot of cases. If I were to ask you now that what is the highest, what do you think is the highest underlying cause of people ending up in emergency departments?
Um,
One of the highest cause.
so it's a difficult one to just pick one
Okay,
because
okay, they say top three. Top three.
top three. Why not just say like top five?
The top five.
Okay,
Top
okay.
five.
I'll just mention things that happen. Okay, one of them is not listening to your body.
Mm,
Okay, because if you listen to your body enough, if it's a health related issue, if it's a physical health related issue, or even mental health related issue, you can easily go to your GP and start, how do they put it, is it nipping it at the bud before
yes.
it gets really bad. Okay,
Yes.
because emergency, working in emergency is a place where we try to rule out any life threatening issues like heart attack. Okay, now
Yes.
I've talked about heart attack, let me just mention this one thing. Okay, so if you have a risk factor for certain health conditions, I know that we always say God forbid, but let me
Mm,
tell you, God forbid is not a health strategy. Okay,
yeah.
so if you have risk factor for certain health conditions, or especially family history of heart
Mm,
attack, family history of sudden death that nobody can explain what happened, so
yeah.
such family history are strongly related to heart issues
Mm,
in the next generation. Okay,
mm,
so for instance, if someone's mom had heart attack in their 60s, you have there is already you already have the risk of developing heart
yeah.
attack. That means if someone else is ignoring their chest pain, you should not ignore your own chest pain. Okay,
Yeah.
you should become extra cautious in taking care of your health. What you
Yeah.
eat, avoiding smoking. If you must drink alcohol, it must be in moderation. Um, I think the cutoff is 14 units, not more than 14 units in a week. And then what else? What else? I talked about food, managing your stress intentionally. So you're going to be extra cautious. You're not going to be careless with your lifestyle like maybe someone else. Okay, so for you, you don't want to go that route of
Yeah.
having a repeat of such family history. It's not a thing
Yeah.
about God forbid. You have
Yeah.
to do your own part. All right, so this is like for heart attack, and there are also health conditions that are also like this. So the basic rule is just have a healthy lifestyle. No matter how you want, no matter the less you want to view smoking, there's nothing healthy about smoking. No matter the less you want to view it, there's nothing healthy about being in a space where people are smoking and you're inhaling it passively.
Mm,
So there's nothing healthy about it. I've had people coming down with cancers, progressive diseases, lung diseases, as in very severe diseases that are
yeah.
smoking related.
Mm,
Okay, there are people that are on oxygen, like like
wow.
they need it at home. I'm not talking about oxygen in the hospital. That like they need to go home
Oh,
with oxygen,
wow.
yeah, to continue to
Wow.
survive. So you don't want to get there. You don't want to get there. And it's not a matter of God forbid. So, guys, if you're listening to me, There are free gifts that God has given us. One of them is exercise. Just stay active.
Yeah.
The second one is food. You're in
Mm.
an environment where you have access to healthier food. In fact, when I switched to vegetables, to more vegetables and fruits, my expenses, my food expenses actually reduced.
That's
Especially
right.
shopping in Tesco. Oh my God, those things are far cheaper. I'm telling
Right.
you, yes. My food budget's actually reduced. And then I've talked about exercise, food, managing your stress. Don't let that stress level build up. I know you want to pick up several locum shifts. I know you want to do more than one job. I know you want to be everywhere to get the money. You've calculated the hours, but consider the long-term effects.
Right.
Okay, consider the long-term effects. I see couples in their 90s still loving on each other, healthy. It makes me
Right.
happy. But then again,
Mm.
you also see other people. One person is now having a health situation that they can't cope at a younger age. The other person is now taking it upon themselves to be their carers. So it is not just about you. If you don't want to take care of your health, okay, but please consider the people around you. Consider the loved ones. Consider the people you're going to burden if
Yeah.
you're not able to deliver as you used to. So be intentional about managing your stress levels. And then
Yes.
I've talked about smoking. Like there's no lens to look at it and you say, okay, can I manage at least? No, no, no. There's nothing like that when it comes to health and also mental health. And then alcohol. Just don't binge drink. Just don't
Yes.
over drink. Maybe because you're trying to use it as a way of coping with stress. No,
Yeah.
your liver. Look at your liver.
Yes.
So what I'm
Yes.
trying to tell you are things that are real. So I'm not
Yes.
just trying to tell you a textbook stuff. So these are
Yes.
things that are real. I work in emergency departments and I know the things we see. I know the cases we see.
Mm.
And we see young people that come in with heart attacks. And when we mean
Wow.
young people, and die that idea where you're talking about if I can live up to 60, 70 years. I'm old. No, 70 years is not old in this country. A 70-year-old
Mm.
person is not old in this country. So your aim should be a long life and
Yes.
the main long life. Okay, so you
Yes.
should be still active in your 70s, and it starts now. The decisions you make now, the health choices you make now will influence what will happen then.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ezinne. I love the way you answered that question. You highlighted the key things that bring people in, and then you also told us what we can do to avoid, to prevent such things, to manage ourselves better. It's like two in one answer. Thank you very, very much. I don't want to take much of your time more than this. I know your hands are full and this is your rest day. So let me respect and honor your time. Thank you so, so much, Dr. Izine, for honoring my invitation and sharing on how you've been able to integrate your work life at home or at work and also give us loads of tips on how to manage our stress. You are not a tree. Move around. Stop driving everywhere. Walk with your legs if you can. Go and get a walking shoe. They have good ones so that your feet will be okay. And mind the things that you eat. It's not everything that looks good that you should eat. Think about the nutritional value of what you are consuming. So, isn't it? Thank you so, so much.
So,
Yes, yes,
can I just say this quickly for those
yes,
that are listening? So, I know I mentioned I have my mom here. It's not everyone has that opportunity, okay, to have someone living with them. So it will require some people doing different kinds of shifts so that they can cope with childcare. See, don't get overwhelmed in the process, and remember this: it always gets better. My mom wasn't here all the time. She
yeah,
wasn't here with me when we started, so I know
yeah.
what it was like in the initial days.
Mm,
But listen to me, it always gets better. Trust me on
Hmm.
this one. So long as you're on the right track, you're doing the things you're supposed to do, and you're being there for your children as much as you can, it always gets better. Don't entertain any idea of giving up. Okay? If it gets so overwhelming, please seek help. If it's
Yeah.
some if the stress is beginning to become more physical or beginning to affect your mental health, please speak to your GP. You don't need to bear it alone. Okay?
Yeah. Like, excuse me, I can't see people in the community. I love the fact that you are talking about speak to your GP because some of those people are referred by their GP. The GP is the best person that can signpost you to the appropriate service. In case you're wondering, why is Dr. Ezinne always talking about GP? They are the best people that can signpost you to the best service that you want. Is it your teeth? Is it your eyes? Is it your back? Is it physio you need? They are your best plug for things like that. That's why they are called a general practitioner. They've got all the necessary signposting that they can use. Thank you once more. I wanted to ask you one question, but let me let you go. I wanted to ask you, your childcare, how did you deal with it when your mom was not here? Because it can lead to
Childcare.
stress. Yeah.
So, childcare, first of all, this thing I said, it always gets better, is actually the mindset that helped me. Oh, if not, person fits colo. So, so that was the first thing I had to prep myself mentally that no matter what, it's always going to get better. Okay, so we did what everyone else did, putting child in nursery,
Yeah.
working to pay the nursery. That's what when you work, all your salary is going to the nursery.
Yes.
Trying to run shifts to meet up. We did all of that. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
always gets better. And if
Yeah.
you if you if you're able to find a community, that's even perfect. Maybe like your
Yes.
church. Find someone that does something like that. Maybe childcare.
Mm.
People are happy to assist. You just have to pay them money. Be willing to part with money because it's about childcare and you're in the
Yeah.
UK.
Yes. Yes. Dr. Izine, thank you. Thank you again. I can't thank you enough. Right? You've given me your time today. Thank you very, very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you
you.
too. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you have any final word before you go?
So, final words is I'm Ezinne Nnamdi Lewis, and I always talk about stress management. Manage your stress, manage your stress. I'm not going to ask you to look for me. All I want you to do is if you're stressed, please manage it effectively.
Mm,
I don't want you to go through stress related mental health issues like depression,
mm,
anxiety, thinking about suicide, or going through stress related physical health issues including heart attacks, stroke, high blood pressure. So please be very very intentional about it. It's not about, God forbid, it's not about we are used to stress, it's normal. No, it's not normal. People are going the wrong way just because of that same normal stress. It is not. Okay?
yeah. Thank you, Dr. Izine. Look for her on Instagram. She's there giving us tips. She's on Instagram. It's Dr. Izine underscore. It's Dr. underscore, isn't it? Isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
Yes, look for her. She's got loads of things. Great minds think alike. She doesn't like stress. I don't like stress. So
You know it.
just manage it like that. Thank you all so much for viewing and listening. If this resonates with you, kindly comment below and also share with your loved one. Share your status, share with people that you think will benefit from all these points that we've listed. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, hey, what are you waiting for? Click that button and subscribe already because there are loads of program, loads of people that will be coming to the webinars that I normally do, to this My Diaspora journey and all other things that I do. So you'll be informed or you get notification. So thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.